minimizing charisma, maximizing intelligence, shooting someone in the crotch with a cannonball, thrust, propulsion. It's science-y.
Why you always gotta be blowing my spot up like that? There are my runes. There they are. I'm not mad. Science needs art and art needs science. They both need each other to function properly.
There are ways to figure out what the paper is really saying.
And then I'm ready to get on Twitter and yell at people about doing their own research on...
Oh, hold on there, sports fan.
Kyle Hill, everybody! He's the next generation of science communicator. I'm gonna be too old at a certain point to do those terrible things to my body, and it'll be up to you.
He's got like a lion's mane. This guy's amazing. Kyle Hill.
I'm Boo Rambo.
The universe is indifferent to you. Whether or not you have amazing hair, the universe doesn't care.
How are trees pushing past this pressure limit? Ah! Behold, my balls. Now we're getting somewhere, but I still don't think it's worthy of G.R.R. Martin's suspender.
I'm totally right? Close up photos of my frickin' hair? Is that what you all want? No, you don't, weirdos.
Kyle Hill. Is your last name actually Hemsworth? What's going on?
Our resident Thor look-alike?
I prefer Black Friday Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, you know, if you need a haircut... Oh, of course not! We're not gonna send sharks...
Oh, hey, Matt Pat. Yeah, just showed a clip on stream. Just wanted to say congratulations on getting the hell out of here. Yeah, no, you totally deserve it. I mean, all the Five Nights at Freddy's things you've done. What's that? Yeah, I know you've done other stuff too, but it's what... Yeah, I mean, it's the end of an era, man. You and Stephanie are very nice people. You deserve it. Go raise a family with that fat paycheck. What? Yeah, I just got it in the mail. What? You know, it kind of looked a little ominous. Yeah. Is it, Is it supposed to be glowing blue like this? What's that? Oh, it's not? It means what? Well, like, even if it's like how far away should I get it from me? Oh, I'm already dead. Okay. Thanks, buddy. How long do I got? Okay. Well, I guess I'll just finish out my tenure here on YouTube, then join you in heaven, because I'll be dead. Okay, love you too. Give my regards to your baby. I'm sorry, I don't really talk to people. Bye-bye. Chat, welcome. Chat, welcome. Happy to have everyone here. As you can see, I am your Pip Boy for today's stream. Today we'll be continuing on part 6 of our Science of Fallout 4 series. We're almost up to 200 science times, but we'll get to that. Hello to everybody in the chat. Vote on the poll in the chat. I'll talk to all of you in a second. Hope everyone has had a great night so far. I haven't had a great day so far. Arya had an accident. She was trying to lift literally an entire facility wing over her head. And she may have snapped one of her arms. So if you follow Arya on social media, if you see her post about it, I want you to spam her, telling her how beautiful, talented, and strong she is. All 3 of those. Don't tell her I sent you though. Just. And I'm not gonna link to her in the chat. You have to find it. It's like a puzzle. Yeah, she broke her arm, but she'll be fine. Actually, her breaking her hand was the impetus for her to get a new buffer body in the first place. Anyway, chat, we're not here. Anyway, chat, we're not here to talk about how I treat my robot assistants. We're here to talk about science and Fallout. Join me in the facility, won't you? Chat, welcome. Welcome to the facility. Here, when I sit behind my big desk and plan where I'm going to drop rods from God, we are here to explore, explain, educate, and entertain everything underneath the stars and beyond. Happy to see everyone here. I'm looking at you in this monitor right now. Of course, Chompy, Chrissy, and Bucket in the chat. Thank you for moderating today. This might be one of the only times we've had all three of you. Thank you for being here. New members, Critical Maz, Magnum Dong, the big one in the chat, Ada, the Zulzilla, and of course, our returning champions. Got Eyeliner Witch, Jared Robinson, Angel Fuji, Dragon Sheep, Captain Dagon in the chat, who was timed out last stream, but he's back on my good side, making the thumbnail for today's stream. Thank you, Dagon. And then we have our newbies, of course. Isaiah, Steph, welcome back. Knight of Mirrors, Hillian, not a newbie, but back. Crystal, Armalogic, Taz, welcome. Wow. As I said, we are up to almost 200 science times, and we're at 191. So we gotta beat that today. Mercenary, welcome. If you haven't watched the latest episode of the facility, about a week ago, we were suing some science scammers. If you want to see some the full interview behind the scenes with the man who is suing all of these companies and getting some giant channels deleted, that's patreon.com/Kyle Hill. Join the facility, join our Discord, where hundreds of nerdy people engage in facility revelry 24/7. Literally. We have people from all over the world, from Koopa in the Netherlands to Jezza in Australia. Speaking of Australia, chat, I remembered. Yeah, no, chat. In the facility server, we have everyone from high school students to nuclear physicists to military veterans to me. It's a fun little place to be. Speaking of Australian, I remembered we do now have donation incentives during the stream, which you will see. You can force me to do the stream in an Australian accent for a certain amount of money. And it's not a small amount of money because I don't want to do it. Australian, a little bit more. We'll do a Bob Ross for the rest of the stream. A little bit more. We'll do Gollum for however long my voice can take it. As I was saying, patreon.com/Kyle Hill if you want the Discord, and if you want to stay up to date on everything that we're doing in the facility. I just gave notes on our last Tribson, welcome. I haven't seen you in here for a while. I just gave notes on my last planned video from Fukushima. It is a spicy one. It's a very spicy one. And you're not going to want to miss it. And I just this year we got a lot of fun stuff planned. I just spoke with someone in Germany who has a one-of-a-kind model of a nuclear reactor that I might fly to Germany to check out. Who? Quick question. My membership level in the main channel says I have access to the Discord as a perk, but I can't find the link, says Daniel. Make sure your YouTube account is synced with your Discord account. But I'm not IT unless I go to this area of the facility. Chat, welcome to the gaming wing. Here, 275-inch top-of-the-line monitors. See what you're saying, what we're playing. Thank you to Dagon for today's thumbnail. We're playing Fallout 4, as you can see. Me in my Nuka-Cola Quantum armor that I just got. 227-inch curved OLED monitors in front of me. 2 different images. It's not continuous because I can split my eyes much like a Jackson's chameleon. Thank you for being here. Gamer chairs behind me. Don't sniff them. Saw a couple of you nosing around. We don't need that. PS6 that we'll be playing Fallout 4 on. Answer a couple questions right off the bat. No mods. Ultra visual quality settings. Not doing DLC, we're doing full game. I'm level 50. It doesn't matter because we're trying to science it. We're not trying to show you everything in the game. It's mostly about la ciencia. And we're at 26, but we're going to have to reset it to 0. Next couple hours, you and I will be sciencing our way through this game. One of my favorite games. A game that makes me even more disappointed about Starfield. Welcome. How many unspent points do you have? Now, I leveled up my guy all the way. That's me. That's me. That's my guy. Because if I want to level up some of the cool new rifles from the Far Harbor DLC, I need to get Commando and Rifleman jacked up. So that's what I'll be doing. Howdy, Paul. Welcome. Now, chat, a lot of newbies in here. I know a lot of you are reggie-regs, but if there's any newbies in the chat, remember, we're focusing on La Ciencia today, as we always do. So if you have any questions, comments, if you see something in Fallout, think I have something to say about it, point it out, and we will try our best to explore and explain. What I will be tracking for the donation incentives, which you'll see in a sec. Well, let's just... Why don't I just say, welcome to A Scientist Plays Fallout 4. Now, chat, you should be able to see. So we have our science times. That's what we're focusing on. Let's reset that bad boy. Would you eat cooked rad roach meat? I mean, I've eaten insect meat before. Some of it's pretty good. Depending on what kind of spices you put on a cricket, you can have a nice cricket. Can you see my mouse? Okay, so right here, donation incentives right here, okay? So these aren't going to track separately. They're kind of going to be cumulative here. So I will stream the rest of the stream in Australian once we hit 100. If we, and look, you don't have to donate a single cent to me. It's totally fine. But people pointed out that they wanted me to possibly do that. I know it's a lot. Don't worry about it. In Australian, do the rest of the stream Bob Ross. And then finally, I will do a stream in a pitch perfect Gollum accent. I really don't want to. I really don't want to, chat. Because my voice will be absolute destroyed. 100 donations? No, this is dollars, as indicated by the Thai dollar sign. Okay. But as you can see, we're playing Fallout 4 today. Let's just jump right into it, chat. Let me get my... Nikes. Let me get my PS4 controller. I like saying Nikes because when's the last time you heard that, you know? We're gonna get in. As you can see, I'm 48 hours into this. Mostly off stream, I'm leveling up and just getting junk and stuff. Oh, why is the poll still going? Good point. What are we doing today? Let's see. We are... Looks like the first thing we're doing is romancing Curie. Then, if we can do that today, well, we have to get her as our companion, chat. We can't, it will be difficult to romance her in a short amount of time because you have to do a bunch of shit. Sorry. But then we're going to return a Deathclaw egg and then help out a cult. Now, that cult is fun. Just like my cult. I mean, facility. James already getting into it with the 20. Thank you so much, James. First soupy soup. Appreciate it. But I'm just getting weapons and armor. I have Piper here now because I kind of like her face. Cult is the cult in Nuka World is fun because if you can, they want to basically get into a spaceship and ride off to planet Xenu, more or less. And depending on what you do, terrible things can happen to them. But I also finally got the best armor in the game, the Nuka World armor. Full uniques for the X01, plus heavy capacity pockets. Take that, women. And jetpack, of course. But the first thing we gotta do, chat. I have the best melee weapon in the game. Again, it doesn't matter. It's about maximizing these science tiempos. Yeah, hubology. Steve the Beeve says, how do we survive the apocalypse? That depends. See, look at this. Look at that science time. Depends on what you want to do. You would have to be more specific about, I have to go back to Vault 88? 98, 108, 81. Depends what kind of apocalypse you're dealing with. You could have a coronal mass ejection induced apocalypse where all of our electronics get fried by induced currents coming from the sun and the high energy particles interacting with our magnetosphere. What? He's handsome and he knows what he's talking. I know. Or you could have a Fallout style apocalypse, which is basically a nuclear winter, which I need to do an episode on because in the 80s, Carl Sagan kind of popularized the idea, working with other scientists, of a nuclear winter. But then that idea fell out of favor with scientists. It didn't seem very likely. But then it came back into favor with new simulations and new weapons. So I think I need to do an episode on that. Now, that's a totally different apocalypse. Then you could have a climate change induced apocalypse where you have rising sea levels, famine.
I got some questions for the folks down here.
Piper, will you pipe down? So yeah, there's different kinds of apocalypses. So it depends. Your mitigation efforts for an apocalypse depends. How dare you? You think I need a barber? Look at me. Matt Pat thought I needed a haircut too, and look what happened to him. Is it a coincidence that Matt Pat thought I needed a haircut and he just quit YouTube? I'm just saying. It's just a theory.
Good work on the cat retrieval. I thought for sure Ashes was a goner.
I'm growing a beard and my upper lip is itchy. Yeah, you'll never really get over your beard irritating you. I only keep the beard because I'm afraid I look fat. Speaking of looking fat, chat, have you seen Jessica? Just kidding. I'm actually working with a company for a sponsorship on the main channel video right now. On a main channel video. And I'm using their workout app. And I actually love it. And so it's going to be one of those ads where I wholeheartedly endorse it. It's really good, and I'm really enjoying it.
You should stop by and see Horatio while you're here.
It's hard to talk and think and also do video game things at the same time, so where the hell am I going? I'm going to... So chat, I found a cat, I returned a cat to a woman, and then I needed to wait 24 hours for a little boy in this vault to get sick. Now, once this little boy gets sick, I can go into a part of this vault that was used to spy on the vault dwellers, and in it will be a robot named Curie, named after Marie Curie, discoverer of radioactivity, radium, polonium, I think, all that good stuff. Nobel Prize winner. 2 Nobel Prizes? Did she win 2 Nobel Prizes? I think she may have won 2 Nobel Prizes. Yes, if you get a high enough rank with you, she will tell you to go on a quest because she wants to do more science like we do. And to do that, she will put her consciousness in a synth body, a cute French synth body. And I'm into it. Thanks for being here, Devum. Is Madame Curie's body still very radioactive? Well, she's probably a skeleton by now, so no. Might be slightly. It might be slightly because you can get when you endure a lot of radiation, you can have parts of your body activated by radiation. So some metal elements, some minerals in your bones and your teeth can become radioactive, but I don't know if she still is. However, I think her notes are still in a lead-lined container because it has radioactive contamination on it. Isn't that nuts?
Well, if it keeps happening.
I'm looking for the doctor's office.
Maybe he can check it out.
5 more science times until we're at 200. Where's this little boy? There we go. Okay, so we have the quest active. That's good. This right here is a Geiger counter on her boob right there. That's a Geiger counter. That's a chamber. The chamber detects ionizing events in a gas, and those ionizing events change the voltage, and we transduce that voltage to a little click.
Hopefully she'll find something. But these aren't ordinary mole rats.
Hope RA heals fast.
Diseases they are carrying, because he's just a
Angel
child.
Fuji, oh, you're V?
More severe.
Angel, I didn't know you're V in the chat. So Angel Fuji is the one who made this incredible LED demon core. Thank you, Angel. Thank you for the 5. I love it. It's awesome.
My private things in there. He saw me get them.
You mean your chems?
Get to the point, Bobby. What did you find?
So Bobby here hides his drugs in a hole in the wall, which just happens to be a whole nother vault on the other side of this vault. And then when he went over there, little Bobby dummy over there, went into the hole and he got bit by a mole rat and got a disease.
That place.
It's like a whole extra vault in there, but
Do you have a Geiger counter? Says Shadow. Yes, I have 3 Geiger counters within arm's reach of me.
There were some notes and stuff about using mole rats to grow viruses. But they also said that they used them to make
Here's
vaccines.
one. The one that I'm using right now is the radio code 103. If you want to know more about the radio code 103, check out my Instagram.
Cure for whatever Austin got from that mole rat somewhere in that place.
Don't worry, I got it. Oh.
How would you like to do Vault 81 a favor and possibly save my boy's life?
Look, I'm not in it for the boy. I'm in it for the French robot.
I would be glad to help.
I was hoping I could.
Look how cool my armor is.
Bobby here will show you where.
What are the price ranges on Geiger counters? Anywhere from $100 to $20,000.
To Dr. Forsyth. And for Austin's sake, please hurry.
Follow me.
What would you do if it started going off like crazy? If your Geiger counter starts going off like crazy, leave the area immediately. The radio code is pricey, but not as pricey as some, says Jared. Yeah, the 103 is about $300. But it is very nice. It feels very good in the hand, and it has an app. That's pretty good. Trakushian with the $6.99. What is fire? Is it plasma? Alchemic reactions make a physical thing. Search, I think it's Alan Alda. He held a challenge called the Fire Challenge, where a bunch of communicators tried to define what exactly fire is. You'll have a fun time looking at all those. Yeah, so the radio code, they sent that to me for free, so I can't really comment on, oh, just buy one. They sent it to me because they like what I did in the space, exploring Fukushima and whatnot. To go to the reactor. But the radio code is good, and I like the app, and you can track it, and you can put the tracking against a map and all that stuff. It's cool. Hey, Chad, you want to know something fun? Where is she? This guy's sister. This guy's sister. Where is she? Okay, if we see her, remind me. Well, I'll remember. Don't worry. Secret drug stash activated. Is that Bob Ross, the painter? Yeah. Yeah, Bob Ross. Is this updating in real time? I need to keep track of the donos. Okay. Why are elements like lead radio reflective? Are there any other examples of such materials? So, good radiation protection materials are very dense. And if you think about it, it makes sense, right? The more stuff you have in a smaller space, the more stuff gets in the way of ionizing particles like alpha and beta radiation and or gamma radiation, right? Radio reflective stuff just happens to reflect. I don't exactly know why. I think it has to do with the actual size of the atoms, that they're more likely to interact with this certain kind of radiation, but I don't know for sure. I'd have to look that up. But something like this, which is a beryllium sphere that the Demon Core was in, it is... Oh, no! It is radio reflective. Beryllium is. And oh, no! Wait, no, don't... oh, it's pink! What does pink mean? Oh. And... Oh, I'm dying! And beryllium is... Oh, I'm dying again! And beryllium is... Stop doing that, please. And beryllium is radio reflective, and they use that on a subcritical mass of plutonium, and that plutonium, its neutrons get reflected such that they interact with more material than they otherwise would, and they don't just fly out in all directions, and that makes... And that makes the assembly go critical. Stop it, please. I don't know how to turn it off. Would gold reflect radiation? Well, says Mark Lewis, actually gold has been used... Gold leaf, not gold leaf, but very thin strips of gold was actually used to identify the first... identify the different kinds of radiation. Steve the Beeve with the SEK-65. Thank you so much. So Rutherford? Ernest Rutherford, I think, he used a very thin sheet, like just atoms wide of gold, to deflect or not radiation. So the idea was that if there were particles, if radiation had different kind of particles in it, those different kinds of particles would hit the gold atoms, and instead of going straight through, they would bounce off of it in a certain way. And in bouncing off in a certain way, you were able to tell that there were different particles and different kinds of radiation. That's also... I think, am I getting that right? I might be mixing that up with the structure of the atom. Let me double check my... I don't want to tell you nonsense. Yeah, in 1899, Ernest Rutherford studied the absorption of radioactivity by thin sheets of metal foil and found alpha radiation, which is absorbed, and beta radiation, which can pass through 100 times as much foil before it was absorbed. Huh. I was thinking about something else, but I was also kind of right. So, not only did we discover different kinds of radiation going different distances through different materials, but we also got a better idea of the structure of the atom by sending atoms through materials like that gold foil and seeing if it deflected. The idea being if atoms were like just this fully, just like a big ball, like atoms and like electrons and nuclei were just like a big ball, and all those big balls were all next to each other, then the radiation going through it would just be slowed down some amount, right? But what we found when we fired radiation through this metal is that it was more deflecting. It was going in and then deflecting at an angle, indicating that it was more like, instead of going through like a medium, like water, or like this uniformly dense stuff, the atoms seem to have a vast majority of their mass in very small spaces, like billiard balls. And so by deflecting off of these highly dense areas, we got an idea that an atom wasn't just like a big ball of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Rather, it was electrons around the outside in different levels we would later identify as orbitals. But the majority of its mass was in this tiny little space. And then we called that the nucleus. Anything that I say, double check. Oops, I went the wrong way. Help a science noob like me, and I hope there are no stupid questions, but could you explain what radiation is like I'm 5? It says I shoot portals. There are naturally created atoms, elements, that are so large, they have so many bits of them that they're unstable. And so on a pathway to having less of those particles to become more stable, they fire off bits and pieces of themselves. This does two things. That's what radiation is. It fires radiation off in directions, but it also changes the actual element. By firing off pieces of itself, something like uranium can eventually become something like lead. Man, this guy's got a real face on him, huh? Nice haircut. This guy probably loves Andrew Tate. Let's go. Okay. Now, if I get bit by a mole rat, I will forever have minus 10 HP. Unidentified intruder detected. Beginning. So let's try not to have that happen. What should I use? Area secure. Athos Kronos, welcome. Cool name. Are you a Greek god? Are you a god? In the movie chat. Area secure. Trikusian, very kind of you to say. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here.
They have wings they're not even using.
What has wings they're not even using? What are you... Piper, calm down. That's as harder to cheese in Fallout 4? It's true. Where's my... Oh, yeah, there it is. Are you a god? Come here, bot. Oops. Bot. Yes. My melee weapon does like over 600 damage. It's, as the kids say, totally rizzed up. They say that. Shut up, you don't know. How many kids do you know? Derek Bennett, welcome. Nice to see you again. This is like AM Sinat shit.
That's it.
The next gen update needs to get here so I can play the game again. Yeah, it's supposed to be this year. That should be cool. Piper's all about truth and justice and stuff. You know, lame stuff like that. Ow, 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 ow. Is it? Where's your computer? Where's your metal god? Where's your metal god now, you tin can? Always take desk fans, chat. Yeah, Hada, I wouldn't be surprised if they made it completely coincidental with the Fallout TV show. We're also going to do some Fallout episodes during the TV show run and before to capitalize on the hippie. I mean hype, sorry. Oh! I'm definitely gonna get bit, chat. It doesn't matter, like 10 HP is nothing. Ooh, but my laser rifle is real good right now. Uh-oh. Did I get bit? Did she get bit? Don't get bit! Don't get bit. Enough donations and Kyle will do a whole stream with one of those accents. Yes. Nanoku Enigma, yes. People were asking about that last time. So I made some dono bonos. Because why not? Will I do them literally the whole time? I'll try to.
I'm sure this whole thing is overblown, and Austin will be running around tomorrow. Overblown or not, we have to do what we can.
All right, so the lore of this chat is that there were 2 vaults built side by side, and one was to experiment on the other.
You'll see. Now, this is
Watching both channels for a while now, so I decided it was time to become a member. Keep up that sciencey goodness, says Athos Kronos, god of the chat.
Well, this is gonna be a joy for you.
Where are they?
Me and I can't go anywhere.
oh, real nice, Holt. Make this about you.
They're gonna get divorced.
About anyone other than yourself.
Just get divorced. Ah, no! 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 Don't bite me!
You have so much to do.
They have disease, chat.
Explain to Erin why your needs are more important than her safety.
Just never mind.
They have disease, like pigeons or Megan Fox.
Remains under stringent medical observation.
Understood. But overseer.
No buts.
Was that over the line?
For the good of the ball. We can't risk this. We're not alone. How is Austin doing?
The infection has progressed.
Rainbow Dash gifting 10 subby bubbies.
Let's hope that outsider pulls through.
Rainbow. Rainbow, did you see I added your donation incentive? Thank you so much, Rainbow, for the 10 subby bubbies. You do not need to be that generous, but I appreciate when you are. Thanks for being here. My friend, Rainbow. I'm gonna be looking at chat and get bit, I know it. Fairy Vixen, welcome. You're looking quite vixen-y tonight. I've never actually done this mission without getting bit. Oh, damn it! Well, there goes that. Don't worry, I just knocked its head off. Oh, there it goes! Home run! Alright. So now I believe I have mole rat disease. Outside! Out of the stands, chat. Baseball is boring, but it's fun. Perks, let's see. Do I have now some sort of... I now have mole rat disease, chat. Damn. Mole rat disease. What are the symptoms of mole rat disease? You know, naked mole rats, for whatever reason, are intensely or very much resistant to cancer. Is there no cure for this terrible affliction? There is, but you can either cure that little boy who has it and is dying, or you can cure yourself. Come here. Athos Kronos, not to be outdone, gifting 20 memberships to people in chat. Athos, like I said to Rainbow, you do not need to be that generous, but holy goodness gracious do I appreciate when you are. Athos. Chat, if you were gifted a membership by Athos, please spam something that is nice to them. Whatever that may be. Cure yourself, then the kid? You can't do that. No, I mean, you can't You can't use it twice, can you? Oh, look at all these new members. Go, yeah, chat, go nuts. If you're a new member, take advantage of it. Spam it. Don't need that. Oh, I'm getting bit by mole rats. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Whenever you get that little notification on screen, I have a perk where basically it knocks their head off into the stands, much like baseball. But it's like baseball, but it's interesting. You can give yourself half the dose and to the kid? No way. I thought it was a Sophie's Choice situation. It'd be more fun if it was one or the other. In my mind. Give me all your stuff. I shoot portals. It's a nice facility you got here, yeah. So nice. People pay for your membership. Because they want you here. Thanks for being here. Thanks again to Rainbow for the 10 and Athos Kronos for the 20. It's incredible. Mark, you can share a link to the stream on anything that you want, man. Okay, I'm not paying attention because I'm too off my rocker on donations. Brutally. Let's go with not that. Let's go with not that. Let's go with not that. Let's go with that. Amen. Cave Johnson here. If life gives you lemons, talk to life's manager. I will burn your house down with lemons. The cure can't be shared. Yeah, oh, so these are people that died. Oh, Curie did this, I think. She did. Chat, here's the love of my life. She's a robot.
Oh, another stranger.
Another stranger.
Security. I've waited so very patiently for you to arrive.
I love you.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Superb. I placed an emergency call so long ago. I was beginning to think something dreadful must have happened. I am pleased to report I completed my primary duties 83 years ago. Thousands of pathogens were grown in the mole rat hosts. Then a single broad-spectrum cure was developed to treat them all. Now, please tell me you are authorized to release me from the lab.
Eyeliner Witch, thank you for the $19.99. Gotta get back to work, but here before I dip, bye everyone. Hope Arya is feeling better soon. Thank you so much.
I am so authorized.
I cannot do a French accent.
Superb.
Thanks for being here,
I've
Eyeliner.
almost given up
Thank you for
all
the
hope
20.
of living here. I'll open the door for you.
I'll open the door for you. Fuck, I'll open the door for you.
Since you are a Voltec representative,
Nice.
Nice.
I entrust you with the broad-spectrum cure I developed. If you have an equivalent to my digital Hippocratic oath, please use it quickly to prevent any undue suffering.
Why is the robot
However,
French? Because she's named after a
there is
French
only one
scientist?
dose left, and I can no longer make any more.
Can I make a Canadian accent there, bud? No.
If that is all, I am most eager to leave.
I'm most eager to clear.
Thanks for the cure.
It is my hope that this cure finds its way to someone.
Uh-oh, chat.
Hopefully now I can properly
Uh-oh, chat. Exorcist with the Australian 50. First time catching you live. I'm normally working. Thanks for all you do. In the next Fallout, how far time-wise can they go into the future before things settle down and are back to normal? Good question. So if you're talking about the danger of Fallout, then let me just check something real quick, because we might now, with that Australian 50, we might now be at an Australian stream, chat. Ooh, we're close. The main contaminant of both Fukushima and Chernobyl is cesium-137, which is a fission product that is produced during normal operation, but also during meltdowns. As fission continues to happen or not. No, I'm getting too technical. Cesium-137 is a fission product. It builds up in fuel over time. That's natural, but if it's released to the environment during a meltdown, that's bad. Cesium-137 is taken up in all parts of the body, and it has a half-life of 37 years? 30-ish to 40 years, something like that. I think it's 37.3. Anyway, because it's taken up by the body and it can remain in the body, and it's decently radioactive, and it has a long half-life, that's what we worry about. We don't worry about shorter half-life fission products like krypton and xenon, and it stays a gas. After it boils out of a meltdown, cesium recondenses and falls out. That's why it's called fallout. And so it falls out on the ground. It can get into the food, the water, people, that kind of thing. So Australian 50, Zorcist, to answer your question, how long will it be a problem? That's going to be a function of the radioactivity over time, which is the half-life. So if cesium-137 has a half-life of 37-ish years, then you can do the math to see what level is now acceptable for you for gross contamination and how long is that going to take. That's for a half-life of 40 years. You can see if you want the contamination to go down by more than half. Oh no. More than half, then it will take a long time. We have Rainbow Dash. I knew you were going to do this, Rainbow. Rainbow Dash in the chat with the $100 donation, which means, let me just make sure this is showing up correctly. Oh yeah, okay, it's showing up correctly on stream, which means we are now streaming in Australian and then Bob Ross, I believe. Let me just double check. This is the first time we've done this, chat. Might be a little weird. Let's see. Okay, so yeah. All right. So, because of Rainbow Dash, the next portion of this stream is going to be me, for better or for worse, practicing my Australian accent. Kyle is the best science teacher, and if I could retake chemistry, I'd try to lottery in when classes are released. You know, it would be... It is... No, wait. No, Kiri, don't go anywhere.
Yes?
Some of the best... Oh, sorry. Some of the best
So much to learn and see.
phrase that I could get would be being a teacher that you want to get classes from. Wait. Did I miss...
Stimulating traveling with you.
Are you traveling with me now? Are we going now? Thank you, Rainbow. Australian Bob Ross. I don't know if I can do... Okay, so I don't know if I can do both of those at the same time. Because we're now we're now over the donation incentive for both of them.
What is it?
I love you. I don't think I can do both at the same time. So we'll stick with Australian for the time being. Have her wait and then follow again? I don't know where she goes after this. Loof, are you still in chat? When can I recruit? Oh no, she's got.
Request we travel extensively and collect data.
See how good at science she is, chat. She's so excited about it. Buy an accent edition is going swimmingly, says Heidi. It's the first time I'm doing it. The Aussies are awake, so now the stream is meant for an Australian audience. Oi, put some shrimp on the barbie. Have you been to the opera house, mate? Look, we're not trying to be offensive here. I'm trying to get my accent down so that I can go there and pass. No, Hillian, wait, do I have that wrong? No, Gollum should be at, which I really don't want to do. Oh, shit. Oh, no, you're right. Ross is at 250. That's what I set it at. You're right. I'm wrong. You're right, Hillian. Sorry. I must have been confusing a lot of you. How you going, mate? Say crocodile. Says industrial arts and craft. Are you trying to Australian check me right now, mate? You legend? You think you're dead set on catching me out? I ain't mucking about here, mate. Say boomerang.
You're getting to be a regular around.
Say prawns, not shrimp.
Dr. Penske runs a hydroponics lab.
Sounds a little bit how you going.
Work for you if you're interested.
Use a knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife, chat. Look at that. I say I basically like Pestily. Actually, a lot of my Australian accent practice I got from watching Pestily stream Escape from Tarkov.
I wonder how the Ebola, hepatitis, and influenza have mutated over the years.
Well, to answer your question, Curie, Ebola, influenza, other infectious diseases over time tend, not all of them do, but they tend to evolve to be less what we call virulent, less infectious and less deadly. Now, if you think about that from a evolutionary perspective, why? Well, if a disease or a virus was killing off very quickly everybody that it was infecting, then it wouldn't have more hosts, and so you wouldn't have this evolutionary selective pressure to be incredibly deadly over time. And so they tend to get less deadly over time. But, you know, you're a robot, you'll learn. Chat, just wait until she's in a synth body, and then I dress her up in a top hat like that. She'll be banging. I need to know more Australian slang.
Trouble in 81.
Chat, I need an accent rating out of 10 right now. I'm doing okay. Look, it's an hour in and we hit the incentive. That's fine.
Hello, Dr. Forsyth.
The cure. You found it.
Here, take the
Oh, you
cure.
can split it. It said right there.
Only one dose?
A hard 8. 8 out of 10.
If it doesn't,
It's a hard
there won't
8.
be anything to analyze.
You're slipping in and out a lot. Well, yeah, because it's hard to do.
I heard you had returned.
Wait, where's Kiri? Give me. Solid 9 out of 10. That's what I'm talking about. Stick him. No, not there. No, don't go there.
It shouldn't be long.
Don't put it there. You're going to be a 10 out of 10 after the next 2 hours of practice. Maybe. It's hard. Yes. Chat, keep in mind, I'm doing a character trying to say science stuff, reading you, and playing a video game at the same time.
Your life.
Really? Gee, thanks, mister.
I was worried to death about you, Austin. What got into your fool head? Going into a place like that.
Nothing exciting ever happens here. I just wanted to see what was in
You know,
there.
they say in heaven is...
I've
Yes.
been trapped so many
Yes.
years.
Yes.
I believe it's customary to thank you for your role in saving me. My entire life has been in this vault. I have analyzed and learned everything there is to know here. So now I must see the rest of the Commonwealth. Consult with scientists, unearth more data to challenge my
Chat, the syringe specifically is a fantastic weapon. I'm very excited about the syringe. Why? Because the syringe, if it's like it is in other games, it can have you fire hypodermic needles out of it. It's a legend weapon. But it has something that instantly cripples legs. And if you're getting chased down by a deathclaw, I'll tell you, mate, you're gonna want one of those.
You can call your own. It's in the main hall, on the left as you get.
After the bombs, the Commonwealth is a little lacking in the science department.
But surely there is still men of learning out there.
Yes.
And if nothing
I heard of
else,
this guy named
then
Kyle Hill out
I can
there.
see
He's
you
got
are
great
really
hair
happy.
despite all the
I will not push
radiation.
you into it. But I must ask, please, monsieur, can you take me with you?
I love you.
Come along then.
Excellent. We must
Rainbow
embark
Dash again
at
with the
once.
5. Big thanks to you and the Discord for all your help and support. We'll drop you an update in the Discord later. Says Rainbow Dash. What's been going on? You all right? Send Piper back to
I
the
hope you
hills.
enjoy your accommodations. I wanted to say thank you again for what you
Don't
did.
care. I have a French robot girlfriend now, and I don't care about you or the little boy or anything else. Bye-bye. This way.
Damn it. I was just holding it.
Where are you at in the story, Kyle? I just started like the main Institute quests. And so what was the next thing we were supposed to do? Oh yeah, we're going to say Curie and we're going to try to romance her. Get a little robot romance.
I'm so
So scary.
And now we're gonna deliver a Deathclaw egg back to a Mama Claw. Andre Thompson with a 10, doing my part to get you some Bob Ross. Again, thanks for being such an entertaining science communicator. If you're getting chased out, I'll rate your Aussie after I hear you say no. My no's good. I have one of the best American no's, for sure. What would radiation actually do to your luscious hair? Says Tracusian. Well, I haven't answered this question in a while, but radiation disproportionately affects cells in your body that replicate more often. Replicate more often. And so when someone's getting chemotherapy, that's why their hair falls out. That's why they become very nauseous, because your cells in your stomach lining, because of the hydrochloric acid in there and whatnot, turn over very, very quickly, like every 2 days, something like that. It's a couple days. And your hair follicles are rapidly dividing cells as well. So when you have large doses of radiation in your body, that's why you can become nauseous and have your hair fall out. Oh, we're now at over 200 science times. You kidding me? This is hard to do. I'm glad I set up money for this. Let's continue now.
Forsyth and Rachel have plenty
That
of
was bad.
medical supplies
Let's continue now,
to
my
stock up.
French robot wife. Hey, Piper, I don't know how to say this, but, never gonna talk to you again, bye!
Dr. Pensky said you saved
Oh,
Austin's life.
hey, fun fact, Chet.
We owe you.
I remember you were gonna tell me the other day? Chet, this this voice actor right here is Garrus from Mass Effect.
Hi, welcome back. Nice to see the Commonwealth hasn't gotten you yet.
That is Garrus from Mass Effect.
I heard about what you did for Austin.
So your heart isn't affected by radiation, says Venturific. Well, all part of your body, every part of your body can be affected by radiation. I mean, you can get a radiation burn anyway. And it can outright kill your cells, leading to necrosis. Your damn hand can fall off. Your bloody hand can fall off, mate. Which we'll see in a future Half-Life Histories. But can you turn the American voice back on? The Australian voice isn't as deep and sexy, says Tracusian, who's thirsty in the chat. No, I can't, mate. Maybe I should put an incentive to stop doing this. Yeah, so you can get a radiation burn anyway. But when you're getting chemotherapy, specifically an amount of radiation to not harm other parts of your body, it still affects, am I going to the glowing sea? It still affects those rapidly dividing cells. Chat, so I just got a text from a spammer, and what I like to do is it says sup, and I said yes. It's Anna. Are you Ella? And this is how I like to respond to scammers. All caps. Help. Period. They have my son. Please send $500 or else they will cut my head off. And then sunglasses emoji and send it. It's always funny to me. And then they usually respond. Wait, I thought I was supposed to return it to the mother. Oh, I am. Here we go. Oop, I slipped out of the accent chat. It's fine. Like, they're scammers. You don't have to answer them in a coherent way. In a coherent way. You don't have to. The sunglasses emoji sells it. Yeah, here. Look. I don't want to show you too much on my phone. But like. Can you see that? Kind of. No. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. I did it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There you go. They're gonna cut my head off. Please. They have my son. And sometimes they respond with like a picture of like a very pretty Asian woman, and they're like, "Hey, but aren't you coming to dinner? I got your phone number." And then I just keep going. Please, they're gonna shoot me in my big toe, and that's my favorite one. Oh, okay, no, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot. There you go. There you go.
Although, perhaps the desk claw is not so fragile.
Yeah, no, there you go. Curie disliked me giving the egg back? Okay, it's okay. Just giving the mama her egg back. Okay, we're cool. We're cool. You and me. Okay. Alright, you got your egg back. Sorry about that. Okay, now we have to get back on... Where's my baby? We need to get back... We need to get back on Curie's good side. We need her to make... We need to make her love us. And the best way to do that is to help a bunch... to do a bunch of bot stuff. B-O-T chat. Get that out of your head. So what we're going to do is find the big ship that's stuck. And we're going to help it out. Where the hell is it? I forgot. Is it over here? Is it over there? Is it over here? Whew. Chat. Was it a good or bad idea to put a donation incentive for me to do this constantly? I'm guessing it wasn't great. I'll reset it. We'll see. I don't know. This is an experiment, chat. It's an experiment, chat. Oi, Ixnor on the Ingo Day. Our Australian friends don't find that amusing. Says, I didn't say dingo, did I? We just gotta make it through to Bob Ross. See, Bob Ross impressions isn't about getting the voice exactly right. It's about getting what he says right. Some accents are more about texture. So lovely. I love you. Some impressions are more about the mannerisms than they are to the actual accent. How about an incentive to talk like Christopher Walken? Oh no. For a whole stream, me here in Boston. No, that'd be terrible. My Walken impression. Where's the big ship? There it is. Found it. $750 for an Arnold Schwarzenegger stream. Yeah, that was the other one. I should have added Arnold Schwarzenegger. I would rather do Arnold Schwarzenegger than Gollum, for sure. Does Texas count as a soft core down under? Yes. Australia is the Texas of Europe. Do a whole hour of Bane impressions. Oh my god. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, Keanu Reeves is more about how you say stuff than his actual voice. You know? Like, yeah. We're going over here to take over Magoshi. It's where they got Soul Killer. Kind of thing.
The boat. It is on the building. That is the USS
Scanning. Accessing pre-war.
So, Chad, if you've never seen this little quest before, it's very fun. A ship full of pirate robots has crashed a rocket boat on a building and it's trying to break free.
Records. Record found. 108th Infantry Regiment, 2nd Battalion.
Make different incentives in various live streams, mod donos for the doggos. It's good idea. And you get a cannon. Oh yeah, I get the broadsider. Oh no. Athos Kronos with the $120 donation and the 20 gifted subs earlier. Athos, what a giga chad. Clearly one of the gods of this stream. That my super chat has not updated, but that does put us, I believe, at the Bob Ross, saving my voice from doing bad Australian the whole time. So now, what we're going to do, Chad, now what we're going to do here, we're just going to get a little comfy cozy now, Chad. So right here, if you haven't seen this quest line before, what we're going to do is we're just going to take our robot girlfriend here. We're going to take our robot girlfriend. She's named Curie, you know, after the scientist. I love my scientists. They make a lot of little happy accidents. Okay, then. So we're going to talk to this robot here. And they want to take this ship, and we're going to put it in the daggum sky right here. Just a nice phthalo blue sky. Now, don't wash it out. Don't wash it out here. Of course, the sky has this large pre-stretched canvas. And on this canvas, we're just going to put a bit of liquid white. And on this and because we know, of course, that a thin paint sticks to a thick paint. So we're going to have a nice little sky over here. Just a nice little sky. I'm going to be nice to this robot because, you know, I ain't got time for hate. A lot of people got time for hate in this world. I don't. We're just going to be nice to this little floating robot here.
Depending on what you need, I may be able to help.
Shakte with the 10.
The captain requests your presence on the bridge. Not the double quick, sir.
Tokamak reactors, how the hell do they both not blow lasers right through a tiny pea and burn everything else? How the hell does that tiny pea let out a enormous amount of energy and not do the same? So Shakte with the 10. Shakte, you're thinking of two different things. So the fusion reactor or the fusion experiment at the National Ignition Facility is the one that shoots all the laser beams, 192 laser beams, at one very small point, a vessel of deuterium and tritium. And they have those all... They have all of those aligned to a crazy degree of accuracy. Now, what actually happens is all those 192 laser beams come and they vaporize, instantaneously vaporize the vessel that's holding the deuterium and tritium. The vaporization of this vessel creates a implosion effect. And this implosion effect condenses the deuterium and tritium down to such a temperature and pressure that it creates fusion. And then fusion energy is let out in the form of radiation and heat and light. But a tokamak fusion reactor is different. It's using a toroidal, a torus, to confine plasma with intense magnetic fields. Those are two different things. So two different science types, of course. Now, why don't we just get back? Let's not talk about all that science stuff. I more prefer just helping my little robots here. I got my little robot here. You can see him. His name. It's off! Okay then, so it appears that I've irradiated myself and that I'm gonna die in probably about 3 to 5 days, but that's okay because I have my little friends here. I got Peapod's in my pocket here. Just got a little Peapod in the pocket here. I'm not gonna show him to you. He's a little nervous on camera in this series of science time. Just a little series of science time here. So we're gonna get back to our game now. We're gonna make sure our quest here is activated. We're gonna make sure our quest here is activated. Because remember, we want to help out our robots here. Help out our robots here such that Curie falls in love with us. And we want a robot to fall in love with us because she doesn't have hands, so she can't really beat the devil out of us, which is good when you get a little crazy like me. Making all those big trees where they shouldn't be. You know I like my trees. You know I like my trees, Chad. Everybody needs a friend. And in this case, my friend is a cute French robot. who we can turn on pleasure mode with. Okay, then. So we're going to open up this door here. How about an all Obama stream? Says Cordell Walker. I cannot do a good... Nope, I'm not going to even try. I can't do a good Obama impression.
This is the captain speaking. We're taking on an allied soldier. Clear the berth. Disable defenses. Make
Chat.
way.
Warning. Overdue for...
Don't raise your eyebrows at me, chat. I can't do a... I freely admit that I cannot do an accent much like our previous president.
Stand down, I say. This soldier is a guest on our vessel. Please afford him all appropriate courtesies.
Don't wanna offend the American people. Don't want to offend any of them. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Can you do 50s dad?
Unidentified.
I can do like a 50s like accent. Or Mayor Quimby accent? No.
Requesting permission to use
First mate wants to shoot me in the face with a laser beam. But you don't want to do that. Everyone, we're making a mistake here. We ain't got time. We ain't got time for hate. Let's all calm down here.
Easy there.
As a voice actor myself, you're pretty good, Kyle. She's slowly learning to love me. Have you ever heard of the Haupt gun program? It fit right in with the Fallout universe, I think. Cheers, says Captain Wrecked. Recent member of the facility. Thank you, Captain. I've tried voice acting. Actually, Chompy's getting into voice acting. This year, Chompy's going to get into voice acting. That helmet is hiding your glorious hair. Good point. You don't want to shoot me, Chad. You don't. Do a Cockney accent, Jason Statham, that shit. Aye, so, we only got one more job. And that job is to go on the top of this ship here. And talk to this giant... I can't. I'm so much in the Australian now. Anyway, Chad. How's your George Bush? Not very good. I usually just talk about freedoms, and the French have no word for entrepreneur. Now watch us drive. Okay then, so we're back here. We're back here on the top of this vessel here. What we're gonna do? Now we're on the top of this ship here, and unfortunately, this robot and the robot crew got stuck on the top of this ship. So I'm gonna take their oven mitt, because they don't need it, because they don't have what I like to call human hands. But I still think even without human hands, chat. I still think even without human hands, I'd like to think that with this technique, anybody could paint. Doesn't matter if you have human hands, or you got robot hands, metal hands even. I think with this technique, it's just... people think you're doing so much more things than you're actually doing. And if you want to sell your paintings, of course you can always do that. People love a nice little landscape. Especially this landscape we're looking out on here in Boston. Just look at that. Look at that big penis in the background. It's fun to have a nice penis in the background every once in a while. Okay then, let's talk to this robot.
I'll have none of your lip, Mr. Navigator. Have the crow's nest scan 2 points off the port bow. Jump to it.
Aye, Captain.
Our soldier has arrived. I trust the first mate didn't give you too hard a time. Been too long since we've seen the Congressional Army.
Thanks for calling him off me.
The scan shows you have the proper number of appendages still.
All right, I have to take out my helmet.
I am Captain Ironsides, commander of the USS Constitution. You visit this fine vessel in trying times. Become the...
Damn you, Weatherby Savings and Loan!
Damn you, Weatherby Savings and Loan! I spit at you.
He's stuck on Weatherby Savings and Loan, chat. This is the Bob Riz accent. Nice. Can you do hedonism, bot? Yes! Yes, grapes for me.
That's quite a predicament.
What vexes me most is my inability to assist in the war effort. My gun decks have naught but Morats and ne'er-do-wells as targets. Enough pleasantries.
How does Ironsides know we have all of our appendages? Well, I assume, chat, that he has some sort of camera, and he's looking at our little body parts. Just our little body parts, all of them here. Usually take a Take a nice little liner brush, dip it in some paint thinner. You can make as many appendages as you want. Make them a little crooked. It doesn't matter in your world. Just in your world.
Just tell me
You
what
can
you
have
need.
as many appendages as you want in your world. Doesn't matter what shape they are, what size they are. Uh-oh! I really like shooting cannons in this. It's fun. So what we're going to do here is we're going to fire some laser beams. Just going to activate. Sometimes I get a little bit... Sometimes my viewers tell me I get a little bit too much enjoyment out of murdering these people, but you know what? They come into my world with their little guns. They come into my world with their little guns. What we're going to do here is we're going to just deal out a little bit of death. Now, how I like to deal out a little bit of death, I like to just take this new weapon that I got. It's called Reba 2. Now, with Reba 2 here, it's actually a 2-inch Reba brush. What we're going to do here is we're going to kneel down. We're going to scan this guy. We're going to scan this man. Now, I know he's just kind of minding his own business here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot him directly in the face. And if I apply just another coat of paint there, you see how it looks like his head explodes? You kind of see how his head explodes there, chat. That's kind of what we're going for with this technique. I like how you can get it to look like the head truly explodes on canvas. And if we miss our shots here, don't worry. Don't worry if we miss our shots here, chat. We can always explode another head on the canvas, chat. That's fine. Especially right there. Right there on canvas. What we're going to do is we're going to apply another 2-inch brush. We're going to try to shoot. We're going to try to apply this 2-inch brush right to... There we go. Let's get this on him. That's that. We missed that, so what we're going to do is we're going to apply just a little bit of phthalo green to the situation. Now with a little phthalo green, another brush. There we go. Just a little phthalo green here. Sometimes we just gotta... Sometimes, chat. Sometimes if we're really trying to be accurate in our painting here, we gotta hold our breath. Okay, we just watched that man die like it's live leak. Prussian Blue. Speaking of Bob Ross, chat. Prussian Blue. Prussian Blue was used in the Goiânia accident in Brazil to help remove internal radiation, internal cesium accumulation. Yeah, you run. Internal cesium contamination from people. Speaking of Bob Ross. Potassium iodide is used for prevention, and that is because radioactive iodine can, your body will not tell the difference between iodine and radioactive iodine. And so radioactive iodine will be taken up into your thyroid like it's normal iodine. And so potassium iodide tablets and iodine specifically is used to make sure that your thyroid already has enough iodine in it, such that your body doesn't want more iodine, so it doesn't take up other iodine. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna check this. We're gonna talk to the navigator down here. I now realize, chat, that doing an accent for multiple hours, probably a mistake. It's probably a mistake, chat.
Your very presence does this humble unit a great honor. My
Probably a mistake.
would find it amiss if I did not also interject. Long live the captain!
Nominal Joe, who gifted my sub, probably Rainbow Dash or Kronos. Fluth Mother in the chat, explaining how some radioactive removing compounds work. Radioactivity removing compounds work. They're talking about chelation, which is using atoms and molecules that preferentially bind with metals in the body, and then you excrete those metals. combined with the other materials. So chelation for radioactive contamination would just be binding with radioactive iodine and cesium and thorium and whatever it is, and then you'd excrete it like normal.
You certainly have pep.
Much obliged for the compliment. But on to the mission of the day. Our last marine expedition.
Our last marine expedition valiantly returned with much needed supplies.
Replacement power cables, sir. Alas, with my severe lack of appendages, I find myself unequal to the task.
Double Bear, they use Prussian blue to bind with cesium-137. So we should all be taking iodine supplements, says Knight of the Mirrors. No. Like I said,
get right on
it's
it.
preventative if you think you are going to encounter radioactive iodine. Or if you're deficient in iodine, that's why we add iodine to salt. Iodized salt is because we want the public to have more of it. The same reason why we add iron to cereal. So you don't need to take supplements unless you're deficient or you're expecting that kind of contamination.
A lightning by the microsecond. Once you have resolved this matter, I beseech you to return to me to accept.
So now, chat, the good thing here, chat, is that we have such a high level of science that we can basically repair anything, chat. We don't even need to grab the cables. We have so much science. It's almost like how much paint I have here on my canvas. I like to load up my brush with a thick load here on my brush. But it's almost like how much science I got here. So I'm gonna take all this science and I'm just gonna apply it liberally. I'm gonna apply it liberally here to all these power cables. Where's the last power cable? I'm delirious, chat. I'm getting delirious. I haven't had enough food, and I'm eating, and I'm drinking a Celsius, which has too much caffeine in it, and I'm might have to eat a cookie in a second, because we're almost at the halfway point of today's stream. How about Portal 2? Yes, we still need to do Portal 2 on El Streambo. All right, I'll go outside. Jeez. Oh, it's right there. Never too much caffeine. You say that. Did I eat and excrete yet? No. Right at the, once we're at the halfway point. And then maybe we can take just a little break from doing all these accents. Because I think I'm losing my mind a little bit. The cameraman hates me when I do all these accents. That's okay. That's okay.
Courses through the Constitution's veins. Again, her systems, long starved.
Huzzah! Oh! 21 science times right now, chat.
The power relay. Oh, shame.
Update is on the Discord.
Fluctuating wildly.
Very happy to hear it, Rainbow Dash. Happy that you're in the Discord. Happy to be of any help. Much love from me and everyone in the facility. Happy to have you with us.
Don't worry.
I really need the battle music to stop.
Might I recommend checking the loop?
Again, we have so much science. First live stream, Dead Critic, get in. It's a weird one. I'm doing a bunch of accents for money. Think about that. And we're already in 21 science times. We have so much science power. Just gonna repair it. Doesn't matter. Can just zoom through these quests right now.
Bosun.
Save load? Good idea. What are we, speedrunners? What are we, speedrunners, chat? Oh, thank God.
Alas, cannot, due to my lack of clapping instruments. But huzzah, sir, huzzah!
Chat, when he said clapping instruments, I didn't think of his hands right away. And that is why millennial culture... Whatever.
Well, you're very welcome, Bosun.
You were too kind. I require no further assistance. But our Mr. Navigator is also beset by troubles. Scuttle buddies.
Paul Morgan, calm down.
Is on her last legs, if you've not already.
You were just watching my old live streams on the main channel. Well, lucky you! You found us here just doing a bunch of little weird things. We've already done an Australian accent for about 30 minutes or so. Then what we're gonna do here, we're just gonna do a little Bob Ross accent. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of an accent here. Just keeping... Move your butt! Just gonna do a little calm stream. If you if you don't move, I'm literally gonna tear your face off. Okay, so alright, okay then. Oh, thank you so much here on the second series. The joy of painting. Thanks for being here. Logic Slayer. Happy to catch you live. I think there's one more. I think there's a legendary raider outside that isn't dying, which is why this keeps happening. Mon Dieu. Remember, chat, if you've forgotten, what we're trying to do here is do a lot of nice stuff for robots, so that our little French science robot here, who will soon have a rockin' little body, so that she'll soon fall in love with us. That's what we want.
Ahoy, soldier.
That's all we want. Just a second. Just a second, robot. I need to kill who's ever making this sound out here. Who is it? Which one of you is it? My brother really need to eat and yeet. Yeah, I'm losing my mind a little bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna do what chat says. I'm gonna chat, how we doing? Chat, are we enjoying ourselves? This is what anxiety feels like. Yeah, the music's bugged. It's still in my ears. Just a second. Chat, if you're enjoying today's stream, if you're enjoying all the science that we're getting up to, I want you to like the stream, subby bubby to the Chan. Oh my god, it won't shut up in my ears right now. Ah, all the music that you're hearing is also playing in my ears. Okay, wait. Oh, thank god. Chat, welcome back. Chat, what's that? Is that a new tattoo? Who could tell? Chat, I hope you're having a great time so far. A great Wednesday evening or Thursday morning if you're down under like some of my friends in the chat. I need to go eat a cookie. Give me 90 seconds, then we'll be back with more science, more Fallout. We're at 21 science times. We put just over 200. In the meantime, I'll give you something to listen to. Just give me... It's kind of ominous. Just give me a little bit of time, chat. I'll be back in 90 seconds. Stand up, pee, eat, do whatever they got to do. Buy some merch. I'll be back. Look at the size of this thing. How are we doing? Chat, how we doing? Zal, your videos helped me get through a really tough time this autumn, 2023. Thanks for being here, Zal. I am honored and humbled to be any part of your journey throughout this world, this universe, and even beyond. What? Get in here, get comfy, because we're only at the halfway point of today's stream. A lot more science, a lot more of cookie eating. Where food? It's so big. But not only do we need big cookies, we need to make sure our big brains are still working, chat. You know what that means. It's puzzle time. Keep our big brains working. Favorite way to do so is connections. New York Times. You create groups of 4, words, groups of 4, and it's tricky. They try to trick you. With what groups? Because they have groups that belong to multiple groups. You'll understand in a second. But that shouldn't be a problem for me because I'm pretty damn good at this game. I brought this window up over chat. I can't see you. Let's make sure our brain is still working. Let's do it. Let's turn it up a little bit. Oh yeah, okay. So that is how you spell a chimney flue, I think. See, this is what they try to do. See, I already see what they're trying to do. So you could have a poker, as in poker and chips, like the card game, and dice, but you can also have a poker in a fireplace, and a fireplace also has a flue. That's how they get you. Hey, Chompy, look, it has Curse, that terrible show you made me watch. So, is there more things that are fireplace than poker? What else goes in a fireplace? A log. What else goes in a fireplace? A grate. Now, is that too easy? So these other ones, so I just see the other one. See, they try to trick me because the other one is actually things that are in a casino. Cards, dice, chips, slots. Boom. Hit me. Easy. Dice, slots, cards, chips. Hit me. Too good. I'm too good. You can have crumbled cheese, melted cheese, sliced cheese, shredded cheese, and these are all magical spells. Hit me! Hit me! No! I'm way too good at that, chat. I'm way too good. It's not fair. It's not fair. That may have been record time. That may have been record time right there. Bang! Bang, bang! I know a lot of you have wanted to see me eat. So here we go. Yeah, that one was really easy. That one's too easy. Other ones have been really hard. But I think we've only not gotten like 2 of them on stream, I think. Jaden Booth says, lean and eat into the mic. No. You weirdos. It's not what we do here. What we do right here. What's the cookie? This is a oatmeal raisin cookie. Now, I know what you're thinking. Those cookies suck. Yes, they do. But this one is very good. But this one, look at the size, look at the thickness. Also came with a chocolate peanut butter chip cookie. These were sent to me by my good friend Dan Casey, as Chompy is pointing out, for 2 million subby bubbies. Very good friend of me, Dan Casey, at Nerdist. New York's favorite cookie. I forget the name right now. But they're fantastic. They're dangerous. Good thing that I did my workout today. Chat, you get your steps in? You get your steps in today? I hope you did. Probably shouldn't have any more of that. As you can see, we are still playing Fallout 4. In fact, I could probably play it like this if we wanted to. Do I want to do that? Where you can't hear anything? Is that in any way interesting? I don't know. Remember, chat, what we are doing is trying our best to science Fallout 4, and that's exactly what we're going to do as we say those magical words, welcome to A Scientist Plays. All right, so I something just exploded, but I went over here to despawn the annoying music. Remember, we're helping out a robot. I gotta go to Taekwondo in 45 minutes. This Dracusian, new member. I did Taekwondo for like a couple years. Can you cook food with radiation? Says V, Angel Fuji. Now, Angel, I want you to think for a second. What is radiation? No, it's a fine question, Chad. It's not a dumb question. What is important, what we get out of that question is something. See, the best way to learn things in science, in my mind, is to extend your conceptual understanding. See, now Angel in the chat is saying that, like the alpha, beta, gamma kind. Now, so we have in our heads this idea that specifically gamma radiation is different than other kinds of radiation, but gamma radiation is a photon of light, just like X-rays, just like ultraviolet, just like visible light, just like infrared light, just like microwave and radio light. They are just at different, gamma is just at different energies. So infrared radiation just has a lower energy, and infrared radiation is heat. So when you're cooking something on the fire, you are cooking something with radiation, Angel. But whether or not you can cook something with alpha and beta radiation, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could? Maybe? I don't know. Off the top of my head, don't know. Chat, remember, even though the stream title of this stream title is An Engineer Rates Fallout 4, and we are of a nuclear persuasion here, but I am not. Yeah, see? Angel, see, that's what I'm talking about. You never made that connection. That's exactly what I'm talking about. When you extend your conceptual understanding, oh, these are all just forms of light. Then you don't have this weird disconnection between, oh, nuclear is nuclear, but radio waves are different, and radio is like radio stuff, and then visible light is what we see. No, they're all part of the same spectrum. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying don't trust me on nuclear stuff. I know a little bit about nuclear stuff, but I'm not an expert. I'm not a nuclear engineer. I'm a civil environmental engineer who has spent the last 10 years doing award-winning science communication. So I'm a jumping off point for you, chat, okay?
I have made a steam pack for...
Thank you, Curie. You're the best woman. Chat, I know we raised the donation incentives for all the accents, but just do me a favor, just give me a minute. Because I think I was about to pass out.
Patrolling.
What about infrared? How is it temperature? I don't get that, says Venturific. Your premise is incorrect. Infrared is not temperature. Infrared radiation is what you feel as heat. It is a wavelength and energy of a photon that is right below visible light. Right below visible light. Infrared. Before red. In between red and microwaves. And when you feel the heat of a campfire, for example, what you're feeling is infrared radiation, little jiggle stuff hitting your body and making it jiggle faster. Athos with another 10 gifted subs. Athos and Rainbow Dash, tonight you are too kind. Please. Athos, please. What an amazing member. Chat, we have the best members here. We have the best members here. Fantastic. Everybody loves the Not going to do that. I will never do a donation incentive for that. Best members. So what was I saying? So infrared radiation adds energy to your jiggly stuff, and that brings us to temperature, which is different. Temperature is the kinetic energy of particles. So if some photon hits your body and transfers some of its momentum to your particles of your body, and it makes them move faster, that means they have more kinetic energy. More kinetic energy is what temperature is. So more jiggle, more hot. So everything is giving off infrared radiation unless it's absolute zero? Exactly. Everything with a temperature gives off infrared radiation. Venturific, look at you learning in real time. Doesn't it feel good? Are IR goggles and heat vision goggles the same thing, says Zerberus. Say that sentence to yourself, but slower. Where am I going? Wish I could yump up on this and skip that. Nope. No.
Warning. Overdue for maintenance.
Jiggle is the only... jiggle is just... hot is just jiggle, chat. You know in the GTA 6 trailer when that woman's on top and she's jiggling? That's hot, chat. I know, the Cyberpunk double jump spoiled me. That's why the James Webb Telescope needs all that shielding, says Pratalax. Exactly, Pratalax. Good point. So the James Webb Space Telescope sees in infrared, but everything is giving off infrared radiation. And so you need shielding, you know, so that when you're looking at something in, you know, millions and millions of kilometers away, you're blocking out stuff that you don't want to... You're blocking out noise to your signal. Right? Hey, does having, hey, Curie, does having 3 arms mean that you can, yeah, I'll talk to you later. Don't worry about it right now.
Yet the scavengers keep seeking folly and destruction.
Do you mind if I loot the corpse of your friend here? Thanks.
Ahoy, soldier!
Ahoy!
Scavenger threat eliminated. Damage assessment.
Dragon Sheep being more technical in the chat. It's not just infrared. Matter emits radiation across the entire electromagnetic spectrum. The frequency and the amount depends on the temperature. Yes, that is true. See, Dragon Sheep, you can't be 100% right, but you can be 100% wrong. That's a science writer named Rhett Elaine. He came up with that quote. And so what I try to do when I explain things is explain just enough. Answer the question in an interesting way, but you don't have to give all of the technicalities, because that would detract from the understanding of what you're saying, right? So you can never be 100% correct, because there's always a caveat, there's always something else to say, but you can be 100% wrong. So try not to be 100% wrong. That's all.
After this unit has completed scheduled...
The heat of the meat is related to the wiggle of the jiggle, says Amber Rasic. Exactly. Curie. No. You can't fall in love with this other robot that looks like you. You have to fall in love with me.
You robots do a good job of defending your ship.
Proclamation 1.
Defend the Constitution by any means necessary.
So not Donald Trump. Got it.
Guidance system offline. Multiple errors diagnosed. First error. Guidance chip stolen.
Can a blended t-shirt decompose?
Requires its return.
I don't know. I'd have to know the decomposition rates for those different materials.
I can help. Where is it?
Stolen by human scavengers. Reclaim chip at scavengers.
Reclaim the chip, please.
Captain has approved a bounty for its return.
Okay. So I have done this mission many times, and I try to safely and quietly steal this chip from these people. I've tried to do it many times. I always fail, even if I use a stealth boy, all that other crap. So I'm just gonna go ahead and skip that process, and I think I'm just gonna murder them? Maybe. I don't think I gave you a good look at this, chat. Look at that. These robots flew the USS Constitution and got stuck on this bank. And so we're trying to repair their ship so they can take to the skies and help with the war effort. Lethal Venom, just know that your comment got held for review. I know you were saying it in context, but it turns out that YouTube doesn't like when you say murder is good in the chat. So maybe just think about that for a second. Where am I going? You can talk to them and then betray them. No, I know. I know. Chat, I have hundreds of hours in this game. I'm doing it for what? Those up there.
Don't shoot. Those assholes didn't attack the ship on our orders. They weren't trying to...
Tiempo.
Yeah, anyhow.
See, I've tried every frickin' permutation. Excuse me. To steal this thing from them, but I never get it. I've literally look. Okay, we'll try it. I'm literally gonna push him out of the room. I'm trying to steal from you. I'm trying. I don't buy this. Hey Chet, you know when football players and stuff put the black stuff underneath their eyes and it's supposed to reduce glare or whatever? I don't buy that. I don't. There's so much reflection coming off of your cheeks that you see glare. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think it's a psychological thing. I think when you're at the highest level of performance, even placebo effects make a big difference. So get out of here. Get out. Excuse me. Yes. Yeah. Get out of there. And so I'm going to do this. I mean, damn it! No. Over there.
You're here for work. You're too late.
Okay. You have a top knot. Okay. You have a top knot. We get it. We get it. You have a top knot. Very cool. Very cool. Excuse us. Excuse us here. There. Bam. 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 We're gonna go. Every time! Okay. Also, I'm not gonna do that, chat, because Curie didn't like it. How come falcons the bird have black under their eye then? Says Chompy. Isn't that why they have it? I don't know. I know it said detected, but sometimes it doesn't mean that. Curie will forget. No, she must love me. I'm just gonna wait, did I spend all my money on something? No, I didn't. Okay. I'm just gonna buy this stupid shit from them.
Payday is coming. I don't have time for the likes of you.
Hey, Mandy.
Don't shoot.
There's a minister handy.
Assholes didn't attack the ship on our orders. They weren't trying to frag you anyhow.
We're trying to frag you.
To kill the frickin' robots.
Sounds like I was just in the wrong place. It happens.
Ah, thanks. A lot of... How did you get a...
Let's cut to the chase. The robot wants his guidance chip back.
You know what he needs it for? His rockets. The huge goddamn rockets on the side of his boat. He's nuts.
A modern Elon Musk.
So, he wants to build a rocket.
You can't seriously be all right with that.
Oh, I love it.
Screw that robot and come to work with us.
No, I need the robots to love me so I can put the 200-year-old consciousness of a medical robot into a hot French body.
Before we come out on top.
I'm not splitting my share with him.
You holding out on us, Davies? You got some magical way in there?
I like her voice actress.
This guy's got a free. Help us destroy that freaking.
Well, this is hundreds of years in the
once
future,
and
Venturific.
for all.
No
No.
deal. I'm with Ironsides.
All you do is for purely material gain. Captain Ironsides is a robot of vision.
Curie liked that.
Screw you, asshole. You're lucky we don't gun you down.
Okay, so now I'm gonna steal it. Now I'm gonna steal it. That's Ronnie Shaw. Nice. I knew I recognized the voice. There's a mine right here? No. There's a mine right there? No. There's a mine right over there? No. Huh. Okay, chat. I think I took a stealth boy from earlier. So what we're gonna... Did I take a stealth boy? A stealth bee? If you will. I didn't. Damn. Do I still have the gulper slurry? Damn. So anyway, I started blasting. No, I'll try once. I'll try once. Get out of here. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just go over there. Over there. Over there. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Over there. I'm gonna do this. Get over. Just excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Just and turn your back, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna close that door. And we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna take it.
Let's do this.
It never works. Cue Doom music. The Doom soundtrack Meat Hook song is so awesome. Okay, we're gonna close that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get hidden, and we're gonna take that. I'm not gonna move. They know if I take it. They just know if I take it. They're not looking at me. $25 science times, chat. Can I just buy it? Can I buy it from you? I don't want to have to kill all of you, but I will.
If you got any brains, leave.
I might
I don't have time for the likes of you.
Once we get on that ship, we're set for life.
Curie's not going to like it no matter what I do. Bang, 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 bang. How far can I go away from this thing? I want to be like, he keeps turning around. So how far can I be? I'm gonna be here, and then he's gonna go like this. I'm gonna take this.
You must be careful.
Nope, nope, nope. We're good. We're good. Bye bye. Bye bye. Don't worry, they won't kill Curie. It's okay. Curie's gonna really like me helping the bots. And so it's okay if she disliked one thing, I think. Look at the size of that shit. Now that's an engine. Gives Musk engine envy. See, now I'm not killing them. Now the robots are killing them. It's not me, Chad. Gotta break a few eggs, etc., etc. I already romanced Kate, Daniel Benton. Don't tell her. Don't tell Kate that I'm trying to build my own French girlfriend. Because I did already sleep with her. Isn't there an elevator at the back of the boat? There is? Where? I never knew that. Is there? Or are you just being a big old dummy? Fusion rocket engines more powerful than combustion rocket engines. Well, yes. So, fusion is a billion times more energy dense than chemical fuel. And so you need much less of it for the same thrust, and with a lot of it, you can get a lot more thrust. So when you see like a billion-fold increase in energy density, that's why something like a fusion rocket could get you to the stars in science fiction. There's an elevator at the top deck at the back. Oh, yeah! A billion? Says Radi Subaggio. Yeah, so fission, like uranium used in fission, is 1,000,000 times more energy dense than coal burned, joule per kilogram. Joule per kilogram is the energy density units there. And fusion is 1,000 times more energy dense than fission. So 1,000 times 1,000,000 is 1,000,000,000. How do you get thrust from fusion? What is the propulsion? You use the heat energy to heat up reaction mass, and you fling the reaction mass out the back. So like you fire whatever reaction mass you want into the chamber, and it shoots it out the back with all the energy going into it, and that creates thrust. Navigator, I have.
Scavengers keep seeking folly and destruction.
Oh, look, they're coming to get their these. Davies was coming to get his stuff back. Sorry, Davies. Sorry, Davies. Oh, look at his hair. I feel bad for him. Exploding a cyclic nuclear bomb rocket or something like dropping a nuke and detonating the launch thrust, says John Drayton. That is Project Orion. Never really got off the ground. Literally and figuratively. Yahoo? God, you
Mr. Navigator.
Ahoy, soldier. Ship recovered.
Do you still need matter to create thrust from a fusion reactor? Yes.
Guidance radar's transmitter is not functional. Requires replace.
Now I have so much science. I don't have to go find anything. I can just repair it.
At specified map coordinates. Further bounty will be dispensed upon completion, sir.
Yeah, I mean, the only places I don't see a lot of places discuss this kind of thing. Just a second. I want to go to one of my favorite websites called Atomic Rockets. So what do you... It's... One second. What am I... Why am I doing this on stream? That's not fun. Someone else look it up. Repair. Because I have so much intelligence. Dova Bear in the chat is correct about fusion. Fusion only nets net energy. Fusion only nets net energy up to iron, and that is when the binding, you're not getting net energy via the binding energy per nucleon difference. If you want me to get really technical about that, I guess I could. But because of mass energy equivalence, mass is energy, energy is mass. And when atoms bind together, the protons and neutrons come together to form a nucleus. They actually have less mass when they become a nucleus. And that is because some of their energy went into... They need some energy to bind together. Okay? So they actually have less mass. So they give off some energy. They release some energy to bind together. binding energy. And so if you want to fuse two things together, hydrogen has very low binding energy, and it goes up and up and up to iron, and then it goes back down. So if you take two small binding energy things, like hydrogen, and you force them together to become helium, which has a higher binding energy, then when you fuse this smaller stuff into a bigger stuff, it will be... God, this is hard to describe in a non-technical way. Because the two things coming together to make the heavier thing aren't going to be heavy enough, they need to release more energy. And that's the energy you get out of fusion. In fission, you take something with a lot of binding energy, like the nucleons in a uranium nucleus, and you split it. Those two atoms that are split will be won't have the right mass, and so energy has to come out of it to get the right mass for those fission products. Does that make sense? I'm out of science time just for the effort. So the idea being that when protons and neutrons come together to form a nucleus, there has to be some energy exchanged with mass in order to keep them sticking together. And if you combine low energy stuff into higher energy stuff, or split high energy stuff into lower energy stuff, there's going to be an imbalance there between the products, between the daughter particles and the original particle, and that difference is made up by a release of energy. That mass difference is made up by a release of energy. And that's the energy we use in fission and fusion. Now, I think I described that pretty well. And I just read about this like 2 nights ago, so I'm making sure in my head that I'm getting all of it correct. You know, I'm speaking through it in real time. But say let's say hydrogen, the lightest element, we want to fuse hydrogen like deuterium and tritium. It's heavy water. Hydrogen with an extra neutron or 2 extra neutrons. Let's say it has a binding energy of 1. And let's say that, per nucleon. And let's say that helium has a binding energy of 10. Okay? So so the numbers aren't super the numbers aren't accurate, but what I'm saying is there's a difference. And so when I fuse 2 heliums together, which each have a binding energy of 1, into a new helium, this fused helium, it only has 2 of that binding energy stuff, right? But normally, that helium needs 10 of that binding energy stuff. Okay? And so, this fused helium needs to put in more energy into the reaction to get to that 10 value that the helium nucleus is typically at. Now, those numbers aren't exactly accurate. It's more like 1 binding energy to... You know what, chat? Chat. Chat, we gotta do this right. We gotta do it right, chat. I can't tell you the correct stuff. this actually took me. This is one of the things that took me the longest time to understand. It's just confusing, chat. So give me a second. Why isn't my bot in my chat doing bot stuff? It's ridiculous. Okay, chat, we're gonna do this right, okay? So first of all, we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna do... Okay. 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 So, this is what we're gonna do. Okay. Okay. Chat, we gotta learn. We're gonna learn today. Okay. Okay. So this is what I was talking about. Okay. You can see my cursor here. This is what I was talking about. So here's the binding energies per nuclear particle. We start here, mass numbers going up. So uranium is over here, 235. Hydrogen is down here at 1. Here's iron. This just happens to be the binding energy curve per nucleon. So if you divide by the protons and the neutrons, that's the binding energy per nucleon. Now, what is binding energy? Nuclei are made up of protons and neutrons, but the mass of the nucleus is always less than the sum of the individual masses. The difference is a measure of the nuclear binding energy which holds the nucleus together. E equals mc squared. So look at this. So this is what that is describing. 2 protons weigh this much. 2 neutrons weigh this much. But when we bring it together into a helium nucleus, which is an alpha particle, the mass of this alpha particle is less than the mass of the parts. So where did that energy go? It goes into it is transformed into the energy required to bind the nucleus together. So it gives up some energy to bind together. And you can find the specific amount of energy by calculating the difference between the two masses and then multiplying that by mc squared. Okay. Now remember, the sum of each individual is always greater than the sum of the resultant nucleus. Okay? So now we go back to this curve. So this is going to be fission, and this is going to be fusion. Let's start with fission. So if we start with uranium, has a lower binding energy than atoms over here, like iron. So if we take uranium nucleus and we split it into 2, those 2 particles will have more mass apart than they did together inside the uranium nucleus. And that difference in energy, when you split it, it gets released. Right? So energy needed to go into the binding energy, and when you split it to make sure the things are the right size, so these 2 particles have more mass than this uranium particle. So to get more mass and energy are equivalent. What do? You release energy. Okay. Now, over here in nuclear fusion, you have small binding energy, hydrogen, binding into high binding energy like helium, like right here. And that's what I was saying, it was like 10, right? But it's not 10. So let's say, so these two individual particles, let's take two heliums, say they're both 2, but I fuse it into an atom that has a binding energy of 8 or 6 or 7 or whatever this is. It will have not enough mass. The mass of these two particles will be greater than the particle here. It'll have too much. It'll have too much mass. No. Yes, it'll have too much mass. And so some of that mass is released as energy. Because these two particles together are heavier than, no, these two particles apart are heavier than the particles when they come together in fusion, and that's too heavy, so it's released as energy. These particles here, when they're split, those are too heavy, so they release energy. Right? Right? These are too heavy, so to go to something, so this would have the wrong mass, this would have the wrong binding energy for nucleons, so it's got to release energy to get more binding, and it has to put, yeah. This was always hard for me, Chad. I don't know why it's so difficult for me to understand. Okay, so now we have example. This is no longer a Fallout stream. Fission and fusion yields. Okay, so here's deuterium and tritium. Oh, these are just yields. Okay. So fusion fuel coming together, you can get a lot of energy out of it more than fission here. Okay, maybe this will help. Maybe this one will help. Hyperphysics is one of the best physics websites ever made. So you have deuterium and tritium coming together. Okay, see, here it is. Okay. So let's just say it has a mass, this has a mass of 2 particles. This has a mass of 3. That would usually, you think if you smash these two together, it would equal 5, right? But no. Actually, some energy has to go into the binding energy, because the binding energy per nucleon is higher, and so it loses some of its mass. The mass lost times c squared, m, E equals mc squared, gives you the energy that has to come out of the nucleus in order to get that binding energy right. In fission, you split it. Let's say this has a mass, this says this has a mass of 1. Well, mass before, see, 235. The mass after for rubidium and cesium doesn't equal 235. These two together are actually heavier. Because it released some binding energy to become heavier. Where this released some binding energy to become lighter. Right? It's easier for me to think of this in reverse. For like, again, so these two coming together for 1, this one has less mass than those. This one has less mass than those. And in each case, to account for the binding energy to keep things together, matter is converted to energy and given off. Well, that's fun. Look at that. Chat, did I get any of that right? So a portion of the mass goes into binding them together. Yes. I'm back, by the way. Hey, guys. So a portion of the mass is converted into energy to bind them together. Okay. So to split them apart, where does the mass go? It gets converted directly into energy. I don't know why this is so hard for me to grok. I'm still too small-brained to understand that. I know. But what you need to know is that it takes some energy for nucleons or nuclear particles, protons and neutrons, to stay together. So they give up some mass for that energy when they snap together. And when you split them, those two particles are heavier, meaning that energy was given off to energy was oh god. In each case there's a mass difference. You'd expect, because of binding energy, because energy is needed to hold particles together, whether or not you fuse something or you split something, the end result, it does not equal the sum of the parts that went into that result, and the difference in those masses is converted into energy in the process. Okay, here we go. It takes energy to hold nucleons together. Because of this, two particles being put together or one particle being split into two particles will not have the same mass before and after. That difference in mass, that loss of mass or gaining of mass, is converted into energy. Right? Right? Am I right? Are there any nuclear physicists in the chat?
Hey, Navigator.
Ahoy, soldier. Guidance system fully functioning. Bounty dispensed. It is required you commence dialogue with the captain, sir.
No, you're not. No. Fairy, you're not stupid. Nobody's stupid. This is a hard thing to understand, and I still don't fully understand it. I just zoned out. Great. Even gravity's a theory we're still testing. Eh.
Captain Ironsides.
You've been of service to our noble vessel.
It's time to launch the ship.
Provocation, I had hoped the guidance chip could be recovered without...
Oh, wait. I think I have to get two more things.
Even now, they plot their retaliation.
I would have spared them if I could have.
I have no doubt that they made
There's a lot. I've read through this this fission fusion thing many times, and I've never had like a simple explanation told to me. I'm just not getting it. I don't know. It's just, think of it this way. Some of the mass of the fusion reactants is the potential energy that is released in the reaction.
for your considerable efforts and labor. We stand but a hair's breadth of...
I need to launch this ship,
I
chat.
would expect nothing less. The ship requires turbo pump bearings from a nearby factory.
Oh,
It
right.
will undoubtedly
I think there's a bunch of frickin' Mirelurks in here. I hate this part. But we have a... We just have a little quest here, chat. Little quest here. Just a little quest to become the lover of a French robot. So that's what we're gonna do. Where's the elevator, chat? Forgot where it is. Is it right here? Should I just jump off? Which DLC is this? Not DLC. Is it right here? Ah! Can't believe I didn't know about that until like hundreds of hours in. Oh my god. Instead of going through the ship every time. Just a second, I gotta kill this guy.
Frag everything that moves. But for God's sakes, don't destroy the cell.
Someone is nearby. Perhaps they are friendly.
Yeah, perhaps they are.
Dangerous. Combat is quite vigorous exercise.
Oh, Curie, did you kill all these people yourself?
You should wash your hands after that. It can be unsanitary to handle the deceased.
Unsanitary to handle the deceased. Did you kill all these people, Curie? Did you do that? Oh yeah, she doesn't like stealing. Don't steal in front of Curie. Chat, I'm still not grokking the thing in my head. Like, I know what fission and fusion does. I know it. But it's the mass. What I'm not getting is, does it take energy? When atoms come together, when nucleons bind together, do they release energy to do so? I think that's what I'm not understanding. Because when I'm saying words like they give off energy or they take in energy, I'm not being accurate. Because what does physically happen? Do they give off energy? Do they give up some energy to be together? Right? To be two particles of a higher mass, come together, give off energy in the process of doing so, and because they give off energy and energy is mass, they lose mass. Is that correct? That sounds more correct. So they give off energy to be less massive. But then fusion, oh my god. But then fusion, yeah, so you're fusing two lighter particles that have to become, that give off energy to be together. At a low, because the mass of the resultant is lower. It gives off energy to be together. The binding energy is higher, which means they can give off, yeah, so the difference between the hydrogen and the helium, low binding energy and relatively speaking like 10 times higher binding energy, they have to give off a lot more to be together. And that's why fusion kicks out more energy than fission, because in fission, you're splitting a larger atom apart, and that the energy that they gave off to be together they have to become two more massive particles with lesser binding energy. So the difference is energy given off in the process. You split it. Oh my god! Damn it! Why? See, now I'm understanding the fusion part more. I have to go get this turbo pump while I think about all this crap. I'm literally just listening. I know, I'm trying to... You're listening to me try to learn in real time. It's like I need to go to school. It's like I need to take a nuclear class. Don't hurt your brain, Kyle. Don't worry, I do this every day. Yeah, fission reactions are messy, yeah. Lionel, messy. If you think of them, atoms and molecules like little soccer balls. It's been fun watching you reason through this. Has it? I'm not the biggest Michio Kaku fan, Vance. I think he's a little on... He gets a little on the... wee-woo side sometimes. Oh, finally the bots in the chat. Thank you. No one answered me on the binding energy thing. Yeah, he's often very speculative. I know he's more of like the futurist type, but still, like, you can go too far with that. Don't make me kill you, Andy. Chat, we have new Chat, we have new emojis. Yes, I'm trying to distract you from the fact that I can't grok this, but... Oh! Did you hear something, my love? But chat, we do have new emojis. Oh! I got sawed! How about you? We do have 2 new emojis I added this morning. I think the commands are called wet and warp. Spam them if you got them. Spam them if you got them. Here, I'll spam them. Spam them if you got them. Bam, bam. Oh, look at all those. Oh, look at all those new ones. I'm American, but might be lost, says Jason Bedouin. It's okay. I'm no longer Australian right now. Although I could be. We did hit the donation incentive. I was just kind of losing my mind a little bit by doing it. Look at all those beautiful faces. Look at that bloody legend in there. Look at him. Look at that gamer boy. Get him in there. That emoji is called wet, chat, because I was wet in that picture. Literally emerging out of a pool with no beard. Can you imagine me with no... See, what I keep the beard because I'm deathly afraid that between that picture and me today, I've gained like 30 pounds, and I'm afraid I'm going to look like a real heckin' chonker, chat. That's what I'm afraid of. And so I haven't changed. I don't know what I'm doing. So I haven't shaved since Biden got elected. Like a trim. Yeah, but I basically haven't shaved my chin since Biden got elected. It's really annoying me that I'm not understanding the fission energy difference thing. Nah, you're super huge and jacked, mate, says Hillian Prophet. I don't know about that. I keep my beard because I look like a woman without a beard, says Rainbow Dash. Yeah, but are you a pretty woman? Because then that's fine. That's one of my favorite quotes from SpongeBob of all time. He's like, SpongeBob, take off that hat. You look like a girl. And he's like, am I a pretty girl? Just such a fun diffusing of that. Oh, I remember what's in that door. It's just such a fun way to diffuse that. You look like a girl! Am I a pretty girl? Why am I'm carrying a bunch of crap on my body, much like me after lockdown. Why am I so heavy right now? Do I have an extra weapon? Do I have an extra weapon in here? I do have the syringe, but it's only 5. I don't have a beard because God cursed me with alopecia. Don't worry, God didn't do that. It may suck that you may hate it, but at least there isn't some big guy in the sky who like personally decided. It's like, yeah, screw this guy. Dropping 22 now. I'll insult you to your face, mate. I'll just insult him to his little face. Where am I going now? Okay, so atoms give up some energy to become less massive. Some of the mass is released as energy. Okay. Naruku Enigma with the Canadian 5s just says H. Night. Legend. So when two lighter atoms are fused together, it's much like those nucleons coming together. The resultant is less massive, and that mass difference between the reactants and the products is given off as that binding energy. It's given off as the difference in the mass, which is the difference in the binding energy. And that's what you get from fusion. But when you take uranium weighs less than the 2 daughter particles, and so it gives off energy to become heavier. Trade in some. It gives off. Energy is released to be more mass. Chris Roberts, according to Google, in fission, an unstable nucleus is converted into more stable nuclei, heavier, with a smaller total mass. This difference in mass, the mass defect, is the binding energy that is released. Uranium is heavier than the daughter particles, is it not? Oh wait, did I screw that up? Is that what I'm misunderstanding? I thought Is that what I'm misunderstanding, chat? Is that what I'm misunderstanding? The Daughter Particles would be a great band name, Heidi. Oh, right. No, when two things come together, the resultant is less massive. But in this case, uranium starts off heavier than the daughter particles. And so when it becomes the two less massive daughter particles, to become less massive, it releases the binding energy difference. Trading energy for mass. Loses energy to lose mass. Because it's heavier. And in fusion, the two particles start out less massive and it becomes more massive. Wait a second. Energy is converted directly into matter and vice versa. Yes, Jonathan Harville. Becomes less massive in both cases. I'm screwing this up again. One second. One second. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Okay. Okay. When it comes, these two are heavier together than the resultant. So it gets less massive. The mass difference in this fusion reaction, to get less massive, it has to release some energy because energy and mass are equivalent. Oh, so it's just this. Yeah, so it's this in reverse. Rubidium and cesium end up total more massive. So to split, when this is split, there's still a mass difference here, 0.8 or 0.2 or whatever they're saying it is. These start out heavier, get less massive. The resultant is less. There's a mass difference when they come together. It's going into the. It releases it, binding energy. It releases it. It releases energy to become less massive. This has more energy. These are heavier at the end. Oh, sorry. These are heavier at the end. So why does it... I don't get it, Chet. I don't get it. Nuclear fission can yield large amounts of energy by the breakup of uranium-235 and other fuel through mass conversion because of an increase in nuclear binding energy. These have higher binding energies than uranium does. And so to get to two particles with higher binding energy than one, uranium atom. These have higher binding energies, so energy must be released for those two higher binding energies. And it has more mass, right? Those two have more mass. So to become two particles that are more massive... No, that doesn't... No, I think the mass thing is what's messing me up here. So these two have higher binding energies, which is the... I need to... This is fun, huh, chat? Minimum energy that is required to disassemble. If new binding energy is available when light nuclei fuse or when heavy nuclei split, either process can result in the release of binding energy. If new binding energy is available, either process can result in a release of it. If new binding energy is available. So there's more binding energy available in these two with a higher binding energy here. And so to go from here to here, there's more binding energy available. The energy required to break it apart? Requires more energy to break these apart. They're tighter together. And so there's energy released there. And helium, fused helium, has a higher binding energy. And that's a difference between the particles that started out in the process, hydrogen, and that difference in nuclear binding energy is released. What's annoying me is that the binding energy seems to both mean the energy required to break it apart and the energy required to form it. That's what's messing me up. Chat, we're hardly even playing. I can't even see chat. Are you guys bored out of your mind right now? The energy required to separate an atomic nucleus completely, or equivalently, the energy that would be liberated by combining individual protons and neutrons into a single nucleus. Liberated. Yes, so when these things come together, they give up energy. And so it would take that same amount of energy to break them apart. Okay. Binding energy that would be liberated by combining them. Okay. So when this is a higher binding energy, and so to go from smaller to higher binding energy and from smaller to higher binding energy in both of these cases, you're going from liberated I'm sorry, chat. I know I'm boring you. I'm sorry. I know this isn't a good stream. I'm sorry. I'm just super annoyed. I'm just super annoyed that I'm not understanding what I'm talking about. I'm just going to forget about it. And now I'm disappointed that I don't understand it. Welcome back. Welcome back to whatever this is. know a lot of you in the chat understand what we're talking about. I happen to not. It's just not working with my brain. Don't care. Ooh, energy resistance will be good here. Wish I had more bullets for this thing. Why am I so heavy? You know why. Alright, I was gonna go in here. Drop your heavy butt stuff. Wish I could get rid of these frickin' glasses. Bye. Damn it. I've been enjoying the whole stream. Chat, I can't... It's not even something I'll do a video on. It's not even... It's just like a... Something I'm just fundamentally not understanding. It's because it's the way it's worded. Like, if it was worded in like a correct way, I think I would get it. I'm just not getting it. Remember, we're trying to get the... Oh, now I'm back here. Awesome. Where do I go? I'm trying to get a robot to become the love of my life. I gotta go to the dentist tomorrow. Everything sucks. Where are you firing from? Ow. Go ahead, open up. I have plasma. Oh, that's... Oh! Well, that killed me quickly. Well, that killed me pretty quickly there, chat. Time to go with old reliable. Time to go with old reliable there, chat. Please think of the extra neutrons. I know there's neutrons involved, but it doesn't... What do you... Don't need any... I don't need drugs. Get these drugs out of my butt. These things suck. Get them out. I know I dropped something, my love. I'm just angry. I'm sorry. Ah! Oh, my body! Bye-bye. There's got to be a terminal for all that crap somewhere. Is it up here, perchance? The neutrons make it fuse or fission. That doesn't really help me, Industrial. Ow! Get out of my face! Ow! Oh! This weapon's too good. Chat, we're nearing the end of today's stream. If you didn't completely hate the last 30 minutes of me trying to understand something that doesn't matter, consider liking the stream. Just consider it. You don't have to. You don't have to do it. Oh, no! Man, those things are really icing my butt. Woo! Home run. I take those because it adds to my weaponry. Oh, God. See, the thing is, chat, I'm being annoyed by myself every single moment right now. Because I can't, it's annoying me. Because I've never understood this. You know, like in the last episode of the Fukushima series that we did where I said, like, damn it! Where I said, like, probably could have used that. Like, I understood that a nuclear meltdown released radiation, but I didn't actually know how it did. Like, I'd never heard a good description of what actually happens, and so I never really knew. Similarly, like, I know how nuclear fission and fusion work and the fuels involved, etc., but I would prefer to know. I'd prefer to understand the fundamental of why it works, you know? And that annoys me, that I'm not grasping it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, chat?
Oh, you know what I mean, chat. Now I'm that old guy from Family Guy. Looks like the paper boys come here to give us some good news.
I don't know why that hurts my throat. This is the most nerd I've seen in a good while, says John. Yeah, no, I've never paused the stream to try to understand something by myself for 30 minutes. It seems to me...
It is on the building. That is the USS Constitution.
It seems to me it's kind of like gravitational potential energy. Like you have... It's like negative... It's like the vector is like negative, by which I mean you release energy to come together and it takes energy to separate it, right? So so in the case of fusion, you're going from 2 lower binding energies to 1 higher binding energy. Or energy, more energy has to be released at higher binding energies. Higher binding energies release more energy to become the things that they are. So when you fuse 2 small things into a large thing with more binding energy, that process has to release energy because you're going from low to high. Low energy to high energy, and vice versa, high mass to lower mass. Conversely, for fission, you're going from a single product of lower to 2 products of higher. And so energy has to also be released in that direction, when you're going that direction, because more energy goes into the binding energy of those 2 daughter products, and you're going from less massive to more massive to less massive, and that difference in energy is released. No. You're going from no. You guys have no. And so you're going from more massive, less massive to more massive. That's binding energy going. That's higher binding energy, therefore higher mass. Because energy is going in, and that energy required to hold it together is being translated from mass to energy. It's still more massive to less massive. You are wrong. I'm looking at it right now. In fission, the daughter products weigh more. That's what it's saying. The two daughter products weigh more. So it's not more massive to less massive. Or are you saying it's more massive to two less massive things? Is that what you're saying? No, it's not. Then Max serves. So then does this website have it wrong? Because it's saying that. Oh. I'm not counting the M1, the slow neutron that has to go into the process. So it's not 235 to 235.8, it's 236 to 235.8. And so you're going from a more massive thing to two less massive things, and that to become less massive, it gives off energy, and the binding, because the binding energy is higher. Oh. Holy shit. Okay, so, chat. So, it did, you should see, the diagram I was looking at, MaxServe, did not make it clear that they were adding in the mass of the neutron. Okay, so. In the case of nuclear fusion, you start with two particles with lower binding energies, which means not as much energy is going into keeping those parts together, which makes sense because it's just a hydrogen atom is just a proton. Or in the case of deuterium and tritium, it's a proton and one neutron or two extra neutrons. Doesn't take as much to hold that together, and so it has a lower binding energy. But when we fuse it, it takes more energy to hold those particles together. And so there's a loss of mass that goes into holding those particles together. No, there's a, no, fuck! Damn it! Wait, okay, wait, okay. So it takes less energy to hold those two helium atoms or deuterium or tritium atoms together. So when you fuse them together into something with a higher binding energy that takes more energy to hold it together, some of the energy wait. Damn it! Damn it! Energy liberated by combining them. Okay. Okay. Chompy, can you go get some White Claws? Thanks. Okay. Nuclear fusion. You have two deuterium and tritium atoms. They have masses, but they have low binding energies because the energy they to bring them together, to hold it together, it doesn't take much energy to break them apart, because there's less nucleons. Low binding energy. Combining them into something with higher binding energy means that it will take more energy to break them apart afterwards. Which means more energy is liberated when it's in this to come together into this larger particle. And so, going from these two lower energy, less held together stuff into a more held together thing means that the energy damn it! G'day from Australia, says Joel McConnett. Love these streams and your main channel. Always try to help spread awareness about nuclear power being the current best option, says Joel. Joel, rewind the stream until once we hit $100. You'll enjoy the rest of the stream after that. Industrial, no, I'm talking about fusion. I'm not talking about the fission thing. Does that also have something that I'm missing here? No. Plus a neutron. Is that what I'm missing? Is that what I'm missing? Is that what I'm missing, Chad? Literally forgot to carry the one. Is that what I'm missing right now? You gotta add to begin the reaction in fission and fusion. Okay, so. Yeah, no, Maxer, no, I think I get the fission thing. Okay, so let's do that. Nuclear fission is taking a nucleus and a neutron and smashing them together, and the resultant products are less massive as I split them. Two particles that actually have a higher binding energy. And so more energy energy that would be liberated by combining them. So, more energy is given off to create higher binding energy nuclei. Right? And so to create those, and so in splitting a nucleus with lower binding energy into two with higher binding energy, there's a mass difference. God damn it, man. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's the wording, it's the phrasing of the thing. I just don't get it. I'm just not getting it. I'm just not getting it, chat. How's it? Chat, did you like the stream today? Did you enjoy the stream? I hope you did. I'm more frustrated. I don't know if I feel good. You enjoying yourself, chat? I'm not even talking. What a terrible stream. What a bad streamer. I can't understand the most important graph in physics. Yeah, that makes sense. Competing forces. Yeah, extra, more neutron. Yeah. Nuclear. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Chat, you can't be enjoying this. There's no way. There's no way you're enjoying this. The mass of a nucleus is less than the sum of the masses of its constituents. I think I'm combining that where I shouldn't be combining that in something else. Chat, this can't be fun for you. Why am I still streaming? There's no way this is a good website. Max.net? When lighter atomic nuclei combine to form a heavier nucleus, the excess mass is converted into energy. But I thought it wasn't heavier. Yeah, it has too much mass, so it gives up some energy. And here, it has too little mass. No. It's still... Damn it! Feel the excitement and the enjoyment, says Rainbow Dash with the 20. I'm so angry right now. Get out of my face, eBay. Split into smaller... I get the fusion thing, where there's an excess in mass. These two, there's a mass difference between this, and that's going into the binding energy when they're coming together. The higher binding energy, it needs to be less massive for more energy. Here, it needs to be less massive for more energy. Wait, is that it? Wait, is that it? Wait, is that it? So, uranium-235 plus a neutron at like 236, for example, going into two less massive particles, it would be too much mass. Like you split this, please let that be it, says anyone else think. it has too much mass when it splits into two daughter particles, so it has to release some energy to become less massive. Similarly, it has to release some energy to become less massive to have the correct binding energy. Because more binding energy... So you go... More goes into binding... So you become... Yeah. So fission... A slow neutron hitting a uranium... And this is what happens in a nuclear reactor. So a slow neutron hitting uranium-235 to go to two particles of smaller mass. There's too much mass here, but they have higher binding energies. So to become less massive, it gives up some energy. Similarly here. Think of it as numbers, says Zerberus. 2 plus 2 has to equal 3, so 1 becomes excess energy in terms of fusion. 1 plus 1... Wait, what? Oh, 5, heavier thing, equals 1 plus 1, so fission becomes the excess energy. But I'm trying to release it... I'm trying to understand it in the binding energy terms. You know? Right? Because higher binding energy means that energy was released in the formation. Right? So to form this nucleus, more energy goes into the formation. That's a higher binding energy. But these two binding energies, when you smash them together, don't equal that. Or these two mass... The mass and the binding energy are like proportional, right? No, it's not. It's not proportional because that's why we have this graph. That's why there's the graph thing. That's why this graph exists. That's why fission and fusion work. You just can't go to a lower binding energy daughter particles without losing energy. You only need so much binding energy to make the atom stable, so the difference is the extra neutron. I think where I should stop is that to go from two more mass to go from more mass in a process to less mass. Mass is converted to energy to make the difference. And to go from one more massive thing to two less massive things, there needs to be a there's a mass difference, and that's releases energy. Is that it? Chat, I don't know, man. Chat, have you enjoyed today's stream? The end of it was absolutely terrible. Where maybe the last 45 minutes I spent misunderstanding something. I'm positive that I said some sciencey things before that, chat. I'm positive I said at least 28 to 29 science times that were... I know most of you have already left the stream, but I appreciate all of you that have remained here. I hope you maybe learned something, because I sure didn't. Hope you maybe learned something. I hope you enjoy your time here at the facility. Thanks again To Rainbow Dash, thanks again. To Kronos for gifting and donating so many subs. And so much money to get us to try to do that first donation thing, which I'm not sure. Chad, how did that work out? Did you enjoy me doing the different voices at the beginning, or was that just too much? You let me know. Let me know in the comments. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, no matter where you are, no matter what side of the planet that you're on. Thank you for supporting us here at the facility. Of course, coming up at the facility, our next Expedition Fukushima. And if you want to stay up to date with that, of course, like, subscribe, join the Patreon chat. You just learned 30 ways to not understand it, says Andrew Sporer. You know, I kind of like that. I kind of like that framing. I was just learning all the ways that didn't make sense. Failure is always an option, chat. Nightcrawler, until we meet again, fellow nerds, indeed. No matter where I see you next, right after this, in the facility, in the comments, next live stream, next main channel video. I hope to see all of you there. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever state of consciousness that you're in. I will see you next time. And remember, be nice to each other, because this is all we got. See you next time.